Hey, what do you want me to call you?
Just call me Ty, innit?
Gotcha, bro. Gotcha.
Okay, so anyway, this is the Combat Station. I'm your host, Ty Matthews, and today we have a special guest, Leonid Grachev, if I said it right.
Close enough. How you doing, Ty?
I'm doing good, mate. You?
I'm doing excellent.
So obviously, let's just start off. You had a fight, I believe, this weekend.
Yeah, correct. The Saturday, fought a very hard-headed guy. Blasted him, couldn't put him away, knocked him down a few times. Got the unanimous decision.
What have you took from that fight?
Man, this was a very interesting fight for me. I was landing a lot of powerful, clean shots, and you know, to the chin, to the temple, behind the ear, and the guy was staying on his feet. In retrospect, I think I should have slowed it down a little bit, gone to the body a little more, but they were all landing. So I kept doing what I was doing. I did a lot of damage, but I wish I could have put him away. So.
What skill level do you believe you are on in your division right now?
I've always kind of prided myself on being a bigger man that knows how to box and not just get out there and punch. I wish I could have put it on display a little bit better this last weekend, but as far as that performance itself, I'd probably give myself a C or a C minus. A lot of improvements to be made, but it was great. It was the first time I got in the distance as a pro. So I got to see where my cardio was at. I was happy with that. But for me personally, technique, fundamentals play a huge part in my boxing game. So that's definitely something I pride myself on.
How many more fights do you believe you need till you will get a step up?
Hopefully this next coming year, I can start taking bigger fights, climb through the rankings, and see where I go from there. I've been getting a great sparring. I've been doing parts of my camps out in Las Vegas, getting some really high-level guys to spar with, and I definitely feel myself growing. So hopefully this coming year, I'll take a step up in competition in the fights and go from there.
I've noticed on your Insta you've sparred a lot of very good boxers. Who has been your hardest sparring partner of all the people you've sparred?
My hardest sparring partner, I would say in the last few years, my hardest sparring partners probably have to be Michael Hunter, because he's a smaller heavyweight, but he keeps a crazy pace, and he, us bigger guys, we like to throw, break, take a breath, start throwing again. He doesn't let you take a break. You separate, he closes the distance very fast. So that's something I had a lot of trouble with at first. I've had to adjust to it. But out in Vegas, I've gotten a lot of great sparring. I've done some time in California as well. But yeah, I'd say recently it'd have to be Michael Hunter.
What have you took from all these sparring sessions? Because I see you sparred Ruiz. Obviously, you said Michael Hunter recently, Johnny Rice. What
Yeah,
what experience are you getting from these sparring? And do you think this will help you progress?
definitely, absolutely. In my personal opinion, that's how you can grow. Outside of competition is your sparring. You have to have very high level sparring partners, whether they got more experience, more skills than you, or they're physically better. They're just faster. They hit harder. Because I think a lot of boxers can attest that when you're sparring down in levels, you some of your partners really let you get away with, holding your hands low, being lazy with coming back on the jab, not being as active on your feet. And the higher level guys, they really make you pay for it. So they really, really sharpen you up every time you get in there with them.
Do you watch a lot of boxing?
Actually not too much. I do keep, I do keep up with it, some of the bigger heavyweight fights and such. But let's see if I can answer your question.
Dillian White versus Otto Wallin is happening the end of this month. Do you know a lot about them fighters?
Yeah, I do. I do know a lot about the heavyweights, all the top guys right now.
I want to ask, what's your opinion on that fight? And if Dillian White wins, he'll be fighting Tyson Fury next. I want to get your opinions on this fight and Dillian White Fury.
I would like to see Dillian White win. I think it'd be, I don't want to see Fury rematch Wallin again. So I do hope Dillian White wins and he fights Fury. I think that's a fight Fury can win. But in the past, sometimes, my personal opinion, I think Tyson Fury comes out the best against high level competition. The first time he fought Wallin, we were expecting it to be a blowout, but Wallin gave it to him. So, I think part of it depends on how well Fury prepares for Dylan White. It could be a great fight, especially if, I know White's motivated. He wants a title shot any way he can get it. So, we know he's going to come in there and he's going to try to win that fight. But my ideal matchups, I would like to see Fury and Usyk. I think that'll be a very interesting fight. Usyk's very, very smart, very experienced, and Tyson Fury definitely has all the physical advantages. So I'm excited to see how that one will play out. And on the other side, I'd like to see Wilder fight Joshua. That's a fight I've been wanting to see for a long time.
Speaking of Usyk Anthony Joshua is happening the second time in March, I believe. What's your opinion on the first fight, and who do you have in the second fight?
I thought the first fight, when you break it down, at the end of the day, it was a masterclass on Usyk's part. He was very smart. He set the rhythm. He really got under Anthony Joshua's skin a little bit, and I think we've seen it in the past, like the first Ruiz part when things start to fall apart for Anthony Joshua. He has trouble getting himself back together. The rematch, I think Joshua will come back stronger. If we see a equally determined Usyk, I think he will win it. Usyk, I think I got Usyk again. He's just too good a boxer. And the first fight, I thought Anthony Joshua was going to get it. I thought he was going to be too big, and I was thinking he hit too hard. But he was able to. Usyk was able to absorb the shots, and he was able to give them back. He even had Anthony wobbled a little bit, at a time or two. So I'll go with Usyk this time.
Lastly, one of the best heavyweight fights of all time happened this month. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. What did you think of that fight?
Man, that was a blast to watch. I watched the whole card. They had some great heavyweight fights, really good undercard fights as well. As far as Fury Wilder 3, man, I thought it was a great fight. I thought it was really interesting that we got to see Deontay come out with a game plan. Obviously everybody could see what the game plan was. Throw those 1-2s to the body and then come over the top. But I thought it was a great effort on Wilder's part to really make the necessary changes. I thought it was. Man, I'm trying to think of what kind of wording I want to use, but I do think it was smart putting on some weight because we knew Fury was going to come in heavy. So I think that was definitely one of the better and smarter and more motivated Deontay Wilders we've seen. And Fury, he always comes to get it. And we really saw him start to separate in the later rounds, with his technique and his punch output and his sharpness. And Deontay Wilder's a dangerous fighter for all 12 rounds. So you're always kind of on the edge of your seat, wondering whether he's going to land a big shot or not. So I mean, I love the fight. Deontay went out on the shield, showed great heart, earned my respect, and Fury as always, put on a great boxing clinic. Working behind that jab. I really like that he had a Sugar Hill in his corner, and like I said, I thought Deontay, that was one of the better, if not the best Deontay we've seen, at least from a tactical standpoint.
And one more thing, who do you believe is the biggest dark horse in the heavyweight division right now? Because obviously the Fury Wilder card had a lot of heavyweight prospects. Who is the biggest dark horse in the division?
Man, I think it's interesting. Jared Anderson, he's definitely one of those guys with a name, and he's been beating a lot of big names lately, or bigger, I should say, bigger names. And we'll really see how he does when he takes a step up in competition. I think he's a guy to watch out for. Frankie Sanchez looked great. A lot of speed for a heavyweight. Very, very nimble on his feet, and speed as well, everything. So it'll be very interesting to see a guy that was able to kind of take that amateur Cuban style and translate it into the pros so well. So I'm excited to see what happens with both of those guys.
Lastly, we're going to probably wrap up in a minute, but 3 years time, where do you see yourself?
3 years time, by that time I definitely want to be a contender. I have my name in the talk for a world title shot. It's going to take a lot of work, but I'm a workhorse. That's what I do. I stay in the gym. I correct all the errors, and there was a lot of stuff for me to take away from that last fight. So I'm excited to have something to work on, and I know where I need to see improvements, and I believe I'll definitely see those improvements. So in 3 years time, I hope you'll be mentioning my name with those guys up there.
Well, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on here. Thank you for your time. It was hard to get this going, but we finally got it.
Absolutely, Ty. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Mate, anytime. And I wish you the best of luck on your career going forward. And hopefully we'll get you back on it at some point.
Perfect. Thank you, my brother. Have a good day.
This has been the Combat Station, and we are out.